Hello, fellow egoists. I thank you that you chose to watch my video. First of all, a quick disclaimer. Bluelock is created by writer Muneyuki Kaneshiro and illustrator Yusuke Nomura. I'm just here to analyze and focus on the mentality and psychology of this masterpiece. If anybody has a problem with me using various types of this created content, just contact me nicely and I remove it. Content of this video is the first chapter, so beware of spoilers, I guess. Let's get it. Henri opens the story with a bold declaration. She says she will create players who can lead Japan to a World Cup victory. She also mentions the man chosen to make this vision real, egojinpachi. And honestly, shout out to Henri because without her, Bluelock would not exist at all. We move to Isagi in his decisive high school match. He gets the chance to shoot. He hesitates. He passes. His teammate misses. They lose, and the regret hits him immediately because he knows he let the moment slip away. Later that night, Isagi receives a letter from the Japan Football Union. He has been selected for a new program. He does not understand why, but he decides to go. He enters the massive Bluelock facility. Hundreds of players are already inside, and he quickly realizes something important. Every single one of them is a forward. The lights dim. A giant screen turns on. And egojinpachi appears to begin his speech. He introduces Bluelock. He explains that Japanese soccer is excellent at teamwork, but that is all it is good at. And teamwork alone will never create a world-class striker. Then Ego asks the players a simple question. What is soccer? Is it combining the power of 11 players? Is it treasuring bonds or friendship? Is it unity? Ego says all of that is wrong. He explains that soccer is scoring more goals than your opponent. Whoever scores the most wins. That is the true essence of the sport. He shows examples of legendary strikers. Noah saying it is better to lose with a hat-trick than win 1-0. Eric Cantona saying he does not care about his team and only wants to stand out. Pele saying the best is always him. Their statements sound selfish, but they're the best in the world. And Ego uses them to make his point. He concludes that Japanese soccer lacks this mindset. It lacks ego. And that is the key flaw holding the country back. Ego states clearly that if you are not the world's top egoist, you will never become the world's best striker. He explains his goal. He wants to create a striker in Japan who stands alone on top of 299 defeated rivals. Then Ego gives his final scenario. Imagine the World Cup final. Last play, 1v1 against the goalkeeper. A teammate is open on your right and guaranteed to score if you pass. But you choose to gamble everything and shoot by yourself. Without hesitation, those are the players Ego wants. He tells them to discard their common sense. They are the stars. Their own goals come above everything else. Finally, Ego explains that every position in soccer can be trained, except for strikers. First-class strikers appear where the game is the most intense. They are different. After seeing how the chapter unfolds, it becomes even more important to look at the concepts behind these moments, because they shape the entire mindset of Bluelock. Egojinpachi redefines soccer by stripping away the romantic ideas of unity and teamwork, and reducing the sport to its core truth, which is scoring more goals than the opponent. But the deeper meaning here is not just about the definition of soccer. It is about destroying the comfort zone that Japanese players grew up in. Ego is not simply teaching them what soccer is. He is teaching them what soccer demands. Because the moment you remove the safety net of teamwork, you force a player to confront the terrifying question. What can you do alone? And most players have never faced that question, because teamwork allowed them to hide their weaknesses. Ego removes that shield entirely. He highlights that Japanese soccer lacks ego, because the culture prioritizes harmony over individuality. And this prevents the creation of a decisive world-class striker who can take responsibility for winning matches alone. But the deeper layer is this. Harmony creates predictability. Predictability creates safety. And safety kills ambition. Ego is attacking a cultural mindset that rewards fitting in. When the role of a striker requires standing out, Japan produces good teammates. But Ego wants someone who refuses to be just another piece of the system. He wants someone who breaks the system, someone who forces the world to revolve around them. And that kind of player cannot grow in an environment that punishes individuality. Ego argues that you cannot become the world's best striker unless you are the world's biggest egoist, because only someone with overwhelming self-belief will take the decisive shot, instead of passing the responsibility to someone else. But the deeper truth is that egoism in Blue Lock is not selfishness. It is accountability. It is the willingness to say, if this fails, it is on me. And if it succeeds, it is because of me. Most players avoid that responsibility. They pass the ball to escape the pressure. Ego wants players who run toward that pressure, because the world's best strikers are defined by the moments they choose to own, not the moments they avoid. He also explains that unlike defenders, midfielders, or goalkeepers, strikers are not simply trained through drills, because elite strikers emerge in the most intense moments of the game, where instinct, pressure, and ego collide to create someone capable of deciding everything. And this is the most important psychological distinction. A defender, midfielder, or goalkeeper can be shaped by training, but a striker is shaped by chaos, by the unpredictable, by the moment where everything is on the line, and only one decision matters: shoot or hesitate. Ego is trying to recreate that environment inside Blue Lock, because he believes that true strikers are not built. They are revealed, and the only way to reveal them is to push them into situations where hesitation equals death. And now that we understand what this chapter is really saying, it becomes impossible not to turn these ideas back onto ourselves. Because Blue Lock is not just a story about soccer. It is a story about confronting the parts of yourself you keep avoiding. So ask yourself, when ego strips soccer down to its core, he is also stripping you down to your core. Removing the excuses, removing the comfort, removing the safety nets you hide behind, and forcing you to face the question, what can you do alone? When ego says Japanese soccer lacks ego, he's pointing at something deeper. How often do you hold yourself back, just to stay in harmony with the people around you? How often do you shrink yourself, just to avoid standing out? How often do you pass the responsibility away, because taking the shot feels too heavy? When ego says you cannot become the best without being the biggest egoist, he is not telling you to be selfish. He is telling you to take ownership, to stop waiting for permission, to stop hoping someone else will make the decision for you, to stop hiding behind teamwork when you know you should be the one stepping forward. And when ego says defenders, midfielders, and goalkeepers can be trained, but strikers are born in the most intense moments, he is reminding you that your defining moments will not come when you feel safe. They will come when everything is on the line, when you are scared, when you are unsure, when you have every reason to hesitate, and you choose not to. So reflect on yourself. Where in your life are you still passing the ball? Where are you still choosing safety over growth? Where are you still waiting for someone else to decide the outcome for you? Because Blue Lock is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be honest. Honest about what you want, honest about what you fear, honest about the moments where you hesitate, and honest about the moments where you should have taken the shot. And if you take anything from this chapter, let it be this: your ego is not your enemy. Your ego is the part of you that refuses to settle, the part of you that wants more, the part of you that believes you can be the one who decides the match. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop passing and finally take the shot? That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did and found some inspiration for your daily life. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, so you won't sleep on my videos. See ya!